Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Today we're going to break a chain and we're going to rejoin it using the same rivet. Now, it can be done quite easily using this type of machine, the breaker, and you can't sort of really do it. Well, I've got one of these units here. This is called a pocket breaker, and it comes with two punches. That's the punch that you punch the rivet out. It's 2.5 millimeters in diameter, and that's the punch that you flare it over with. A little bit dangerous using those because you've got to really hit it hard with a hammer. And if it jumps, if it gets twisted, if the chain gets twisted in the slot, you could injure your hand. So it's not like you've got to tap it on. Now, the best way to actually use that is you grind the rivet off first, either on a grinding wheel, a bench grinder, or a angle grinder. So if you just grind the head off, you barely have to touch it. That's the most safest and easiest way if you don't have one of these or a joiner. So you can break a chain with the most simplest of tools if you grind off the top of the rivet, but you won't be able to reuse that. But the ones that you punch can be reused and reused quite safely. It would certainly not be recommended by any chain company. It's not something that I would definitely, I don't practice it. But if I don't have a master link and it was an odd chain, just so it was a friend's chain, and he said, oh, look, I don't have any links. Can you take a link out of this? I could say, yeah, I can take a link out of it and I can rejoin it with the old rivet. So, and that's the situation that I would do that in an old chain. But normally I've got all the presets. There's a brand new preset there, 3/8 preset. We'll just see if we could zoom in. That's one there, brand new. And this one's a second-hand one that was pressed out of the machine. So there's enough material on that. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a chain under here. We'll try and set the camera up and zoom in so that you can see it, break it. We'll break it open and then we'll rejoin that break exactly where it was. So what might happen, you may have a chain and it may have stretched and you want to take a link out of it. Or you may have a chain and let's just say you had a 25-inch chain and it was almost ready to throw in the bin. But for some reason you needed to shorten it to put it on a 20-inch bar. So you didn't really, you really didn't worry. So you decided that you would make it shorter and you wanted to rejoin it, but you didn't have any master links. In this situation, this will work. So yeah, we'll get on with the next part. Okay, so it's all set up in the little adjustable vise and it's a nice close-up view. You've got to make sure that when you're going to break the chain, you're going to break the link that joins the two drive links. So it's the tie strap between the two teeth. So, you know, it's quite easily, you can see this tooth here, and you can see this tooth here, and there's a drive link between the two cutters set up in the vise. And you'll see the drive link there, and you'll see the drive link there in the corner of the vise. So that's how you set it up, facing it that way. Now, what's really critical is that these little punches, you can destroy. They're made out of, they are case hardened or through hardened. And if you don't get them right in the center, like an example would be, if you're trying to break it and bring it down on an off center, that's the worst mistake you can make. See, that's off center. So that's perfect, almost, and we'll get it right. That's perfect in the middle. We'll just come around here because the handle's going to hit the camera otherwise. And okay, so you can see that. So now I've got to put some pressure on it. Pressure's coming down and it's just going to go bang. There it goes there. and it breaks off this tiny little ring. You can see that little tiny ring that's sitting on there. We'll show you that in a minute. Then it's just a matter of moving it right over to the next one, making sure, 100% sure, that it's right in the middle again. So let me check. This is the most critical part because that's pretty good. Now the same thing, you've got to slowly just put a bit of pressure on it. There it goes, it just broke. All broke to bits. So that's what we're going to rejoin it with. That is the broken link. You can see it quite good there. And typically what happens when you punch it, you end up with these little tiny rings. You can see them all there. We'll just zoom back out a bit. So all these little rings you can see, that's what gets broken off the rivet. There's enough metal on there that we can reuse that again. So that's the next part that we're going to do. We're going to assemble the chain and put it in the spinner and respin it, and we'll give you a look at that. So the next part's a little bit fiddly. There's the rivets. You can actually see where the punched right in the middle there. So what you've got to do now is get the tie strap over the top, and that's just a little bit tight. So I got myself a bit of round tube, and I'm going to use the round tube as a punch. So we'll just place this on top. As I said, it'll be just a little bit fiddly. So it's just a matter of putting that on there. It's just a nylon hammer. Now I just get the steel hammer. I've got it on pretty good, but I just want to drive it home that little bit better. That's better. Okay. That's ready to go in the spinner now. So, as I say, you just use, it's a bit of stainless steel tube. You could use anything. It's just that it's a little bit tight when you go to reuse it. And you can see now that it's sticking up a little bit. I'll just see whether you can actually see that. Now you can see the rivets, how much they're sticking up. There's more than enough material to re-flare that over. Look at that. So what we'll do is take that over to the spinner, put a little bit of oil on there, and we'll respin that rivet. Okay, so now we're going to spin that chain and put it together. So there it is again, the two rivets, and we'll put it into the spinner. So we'll pop that into the spinner, turn the handle. So the rivet faces this way. Now you can spin without oil, but I reckon you get a much better finish. This is just a little bit of bio oil from my still little hand chainsaw. So just a drop of oil on each link, and just a little bit of pressure. Now we'll come back to that. I just want to do the other one. So put the other one in there. Now I just want to have a bit of inspection on this one. I don't like to over tighten it, or overspin or underspin. You'll be able to see the oil there. Actually, that looks pretty good. See whether you can zoom in and see that. Nothing wrong with that. Look at that rivet. there's no way known that that rivet will ever come undone. There it is there. Just wipe the oil off so you can see it a bit better. Beautiful. You don't want it too tight either. You just want a little bit of movement in it. Anyway, so that's how it's done. As you can see, you can reuse the rivets. As I said, it's not a common practice. It's not something that I would practice on a regular basis. I've only ever done it once or twice. Not for me, for somebody else that wanted to shorten their chain. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.